welcome back to Stories in a Civic. I'm your host, Nunya. So I wanted to tell a story. It's one of my favorite stories to ever tell about how I almost burned my house down with my brother. And this story, it's true. Like, believe everything I say because it's 100% true. So, me and my brother are home alone. I'm probably 12. He's 2 years younger than me, so he's like 10. And we're outside. We grew up in the country, kind of the country, and we had like an acre, and everybody around us has a ton of land. So it was pretty spaced out. So my dad had he was a bow hunter, and he had this like styrofoam target shaped like a deer. And we're outside and it's hot and I'm bored, and I'm basically a pyromaniac, and I decide to light this deer on fire. So I light it on fire, and if you ever burned like the heavy duty styrofoam, then you'll know what I'm talking about when that stuff burns awesome. It's like, I don't know, it's like napalm, right? It's hot, it sizzles, it's a pretty cool thing. So anyway, I light this thing on fire, and it's like, it's cool, but it's not cool enough. So what I do is I grab the stick that it's on, and I start flinging it, and it's sending these little fire missiles all around the yard. So I'm like, what better opportunity than to chase my little brother with this flaming deer on a stick? So I'm chasing him like, and it's literally making that sound like when they're like little pieces are falling off of it on fire. So I basically am chasing him. He's getting furious with me because like he knows if any of that hot plastic touches him, it's gonna like stick to him and melt to his skin. I'm not thinking about that. I'm just having fun. So I chase him. I'm like doing this with it, and he is yelling at me, and it flings off the stick. So it's like the whole thing, and it lands on the side of our hill that was never like it was overgrown, right? And this is middle of the summer, so it's all like super overgrown, super what's going on here? Concrete action, blacktop. So anyway, so I fling it. It lands on the hill onto dry grass, like long dry grass, and I'm like, oh crap! Like, Jake, come stomp this out. He had shoes on. I was barefoot in shorts. So I was like, Jake, you got to come over here and stomp this out. And he's just pissed at me. So he's like, no. And I'm like, no, come here for real. And he's like, no. And he basically refuses just because he's mad at me. And I was like, Jake, no, for real. And panic sets in because the hill is now on fire. Like, and it's super windy outside. And he's like, he sees it, and as soon as he runs over, it's like, and the whole hill is just like engulfed, like maybe 20 seconds, right? So I'm like, oh crap. So I'm barefoot, no t-shirt on, just shorts. He is trying to stomp some of it out. We run to the hose, and all the while, like the brush and the trees that are on that little side of the hill there, they're on fire. Like they're lit up. And we get the hose, and we turn it on, and the hose is in half. So we get to the end of the hose, and it's broken in half, and it won't reach to even the edge of the fire. So we're like, oh crap, and we're cussing like we're like 12, kids cussing like shit, fuck, shit. So we grab a wheelbarrow, and we run in the house, and we start filling we fill the wheelbarrow. We put the end of the hose in the wheelbarrow, start filling that up, and then we grab a bucket, like a cleaning bucket from inside the house, and turn the sanitary tub on and start filling the bucket. Run back out once that's full, and the sanitary tub was filling that, and then we basically got one bucket on it, and then the wheelbarrow was starting to fill up. So then we just started cycling buckets. I think we had 2 buckets, and we're throwing it on like directly onto the flames, and it's not really doing anything. So then we're like, okay, if we cut it off at the front, we'll be able to at least back the fire up. And we had made a point on the hill where if it reached that point, we would have to call 911, because I'm not lying to you, the flames were probably like 12 to 20 feet high. Pine trees on that hill were burning, and we were freaking out. So we start doing this old school fireman style with the buckets and we're throwing it and we're cutting it off, and we're like and we slowly beat this fire all the way back, right? And we can't believe it, because we did it. We fought this fire, this like insanely big fire for 2 little kids, and it would be big for an adult. Like right now, it would be a big fire. Like anyway, so we fought this thing, and we're like, holy shit, we did it! And we're high-fiving, and we're you know, we're ecstatic. We're just like, we can't believe we just beat this fire out. And it, like, the whole hillside's charred, but we did it, right? We freaking annihilated this fire. So then we go back into the house, and we had forgot to turn off the sanitary tub. The sanitary tub had overflowed, and the whole time we were fighting this fire, the sanitary tub was overflowing and into the house. And we had a ranch style house. The water is literally pouring into every heating vent that's like in the floor, and it's overflowing. There was like an inch, maybe or half an inch of water across the entire floor of the whole house. At that moment, my mom calls us and is like, I'm on my way home, I'll be there soon. And we're like, shit! We had flooded the house. Not only did we like burn the hillside, now the house is on fire, or flooded. And we literally grabbed all the blankets, all the towels in the entire house, like right off people's beds, and we started corralling this water back towards the utility room, and pushing it back. So we got that all done. We pushed it all back. We corralled it, wringing stuff outside, like however we could get this water out. Started hanging the sheets on the clothesline outside. All the bed blankets, we started hanging them all up, and we got it all corralled. The house smelled amazing because we had just basically cleaned the whole thing, and we started throwing some stuff in some of the sheets in the wash machine. Well, what happened is we did a load of wash, and the water had turned black. We didn't know it, but because we had run all the water for that long for the whole flood, the salt in the or the iron deposits in our water system came out and basically ruined a bunch of blankets that were in the wash. We thought it was dye. We had some black dye in the utility room, and we thought we had done that, but it wasn't us. And that one was the one we were like, we're coming clean, and we're like, we had to call my uncle, and he's like, oh, it's just iron. But we thought we did that. We came clean about that. It literally took my mom more than 4 years before either one of us told that story. We had gotten away with it. No, when she asked about the fire, we told her that it was a controlled weed burn that my dad used to do, which was true. He used to do that, but it was totally an accident. She bought the lie. We literally got away with that one, and had probably not brought it up for like until 4 years after that, when we knew we couldn't get in trouble for it. But that was the epic time I flooded and almost burned my house down. True story.